Hey folks, this is Clay with Clay's AC and Auto Repair and Clay Motion here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And if this video is helpful, please consider subscribing, clicking the notification, sharing my video, giving me them big old sweet old thumbs up, and sending me your nice comments. If you got a question for me about your automobile, I'll certainly try to answer it on Clay's AC and Auto Repair on the Facebook Messenger. Always keep in mind when you're working on an automobile, if anyone else can do it, you can do it too. So let's try to save a little bit of money together. Okay, we're going to change the transmission fluid in this 2005 Fordescape, but this is going to be the same from 2001 to 2007, maybe even a couple years later. Take a look at this training fluid. It's a little bit brown. We take and smell it. It smells a little bit terrible. So we're going to show you how to drain this fluid out. It is extremely rare to pull a dipstick on any transmission and not have instructions on what to use and how to do it. In this situation, we make sure that the vehicle is warmed up before we check the transmission fluid. So we're going to raise the vehicle up. Make sure you secure it on a jack stand and not just use your jack underneath it. So looking from this angle right here, we're going to walk down in my situation and we're going to find the drain plug, which is right here, and we can remove that with the 3/8 extension and a 3/8 ratchet. If you can't get it off, we're going to take a wrench and we can make our ratchet longer to be able to get more leverage to get it loose. When draining the fluid, it bleeds out about 3.5 to 4 quarts of Mercron 5. We're going to want to make sure that we catch it all. The reason we're not servicing the filter is because it's located up inside the transmission and is non-serviceable. Ford tells us that the filter itself is a lifetime filter and never needs servicing unless the transmission is completely serviced. The transmission is supposed to be serviced every 30,000 miles. I do not like personally servicing transmissions or changing the transmission fluid at all unless I notice a problem. Even when the transmission fluid is burnt, generally you already have a situation that you can't turn back the hands of time for. The reason I do not like changing transmission fluid, if I do not know the service history of the transmission itself and it hasn't been changed very often, generally the particles that are located inside the transmission fluid act as a binding agent and help the transmission work better. That's my personal opinion. I'm kind of old school about my ways and my things. I would also like to change a transmission filter anytime I do a transmission service like this, but this vehicle does not allow me to be able to do that. Now we're going to reinsert the drain plug. There is another way to service the transmission. You could remove these 2 lines near the lower radiator hose, put your funnel inside the fill tube on the transmission, and run new fluid through the transmission until the transmission fluid comes out at the same color and consistency as your new fluid. This would probably require about 3 gallons of Mercron 5. Now we're going to add our transmission fluid, start the engine up, let it get up to operating temperature, and check it. I added 3 quarts first and then another quart later. Now I've got the vehicle running and I'm checking for leaks and ensuring that I have none, waiting for the engine to get up to operating temperature, and then recheck my fluid. Hopefully that video was helpful for you folks. You'll consider subscribing and clicking the notifications. Remember, don't be the next to them, be the first to you, and if anyone else can do it, you can do it too. God bless, have the best of days. This is the Clay Way.